So, Mom, what was it like with your family?
Oh,
Just tell me about your mom and your dad and your sister, and go into that a little bit, and then maybe a little bit about the aunts and uncles from your memories.
um, well, like I said earlier, my mother and father, they were very good to me and to my sister. So I don't honestly remember having very, whatever rules they laid down, I must have accepted them because I didn't really rebel. From what I hear in the family history, um, I was more docile in a way. My sister was more rebellious. I mean, not in a huge way, but that was the difference between us. And there was 7.5 years difference between us. So I can honestly say, growing up, we did not have a close relationship. Not that we didn't love one another, but just it was the age difference. So my family for friends were the Bresnans. They lived within walking distance. And I went down there probably every day, maybe not on the weekend. And there were three of them. And so they were really my other sisters. Um, so what was the other question?
The aunts and the
Oh,
uncles.
aunts and uncles. Okay. Auntie May, excuse me, was a sister. She was the oldest in my mother's family. She never married. She worked all her life. She worked in Guinness Brewery. She was a good person, just because she didn't have close relationships really with any other people. Um, she was a little bit egocentric. Um, and at one point she came and she did live in our house. Um, I don't know how many years, but quite a few years. And then she got her own place. But she was good. She was kind. She wasn't extroverted at all. Um, the rest of my mother's family, I think they had all passed on. Well, okay, no, sorry. Uncle Joe, he was our brother. He was a bachelor. And he worked in the civil service in Dublin. So I think he used to come maybe once a week for lunch. And then when he got older, he came and lived in my mother's house. Um, I don't honestly remember when he passed. I think he might have passed before I left Ireland for Los Angeles. And then there was another brother, Jim, and he had a large family. There was 7 kids, so they were cousins. And I was close enough with them. I used to go in the summer and spend a week or two with them because they live very close to the ocean. And but the parents, they were nice, but they weren't really close. Jim and Emma. Um, the others were Auntie Kay. She died before I think I was born. There was another brother, Thomas. Um, I saw him a couple of times when he came to visit, but he lived most of his life outside New York. So that was all their family. Then my father's side of the family, uncle, they were close, the four of them. There were 4 brothers. My father was the oldest. But he seemed to be the closest to Jim, who was the youngest. So he used to come a lot and visit in the house. John, um, not so much. John passed away. I think he was only in his 50s. I think he had a very nervous temperament. He was married and had 2 children, Noel and Mary Ainger. Mary Ainger passed away. I don't know from what, but she was only in her early 50s. Noel, as far as I know, is still alive. I gotta get a drink. And then Paddy, that was another brother. I never met him. He died. He was like in his early 30s. He had tuberculosis. And she was the wife of Jim. She was a little bit, I don't know the word. She was okay, but she was a little superficial. That's all.
Thank you, Mom.
Okay.